Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunday Funnies Review. I'm Desmond Gillick and you're watching the Sunday Funnies Review. It's the week of June 28th, 2020, and now let's get into the Peanuts rerun. The Peanuts rerun this week centers around Snoopy, and he gets angry, and then we learn Double Fault, which is a tennis joke. I get it. I appreciate it a bit. I laughed. I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. Speaking of solid 7 out of 10s, it's the Zits of the Week, a timeless classic, really. It starts out with man think about eating pizza, man think about eating guitar, and then man think about eating girlfriend, and then he's like, that's my advice on flossing. And then it's, thanks, Dad, you give me a lot to think about. Which is, it's a funny, because the dad thinks, oh, wow, I'm doing right with my son, and son thinks about pizza. Very funny. I laugh. 7 out of 10. Up next is this disgusting crease. I mean, look at this. This is disgusting. Anyway, it's the Foxtrot of the week, and it's hey, what are you doing? I'm doing a handstand to get some blood rushing to my head for smart ideas. Didn't Dad spread fertilizer all over the lawn yesterday? And then he's like, oh, I need shampoo for my hair, but I'm bummed. 6.5 out of 10. It's the better for worse of the week. And this week isn't comedy centered. It's not wholesome. It's not political. It's not like, like what was the word for the existential? It's just odd. I don't know. I don't want to give it a 0 out of 10 or something like that, so I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10, but I'll give it the I don't know award of the week. I know what the story is with this Garfield, though. It's a pretty subtle humor, cell phone based humor. I don't know if you can tell, but the joke is cell phone based. The joke is based. The punchline is yellow, which is what the spider says. So I laugh because yellow is a funny answer to a phone call, and his background is yellow, unlike everyone else's. So 7 out of 10. Flipping it over now, one minute. You're gonna be in for a real treat on this second page. You're gonna see the best Sunday funny you've ever seen. And by best, I mean you'll just have to wait and see. Because let me tell you, this is the most surprising Sunday funny I've ever seen. I would never expect this to be in the Sunday funnies. Or at least in this Sunday funny. I mean, some Sunday funnies would be daring enough to put this in there, but the Times Herald Records Sunday funnies, I mean, this is all standard, but just you wait. Like the BC this week is fairly standard. It's a Tom Sawyer bit, the classic oh well, I'm doing this really challenging task that you guys couldn't do. It's called painting the fence. And then everyone's like, painting a fence ain't hard. I've done that a million times. And then the entire town paints the fence for Tom Sawyer. It's just that, but in the BC this week, with a little witty remark at the end. And so, it's just a standard 6.5 out of 10. I didn't think it could happen, but the Hagar the Horrible got COVID. It got COVID this week in the Sunday Funnies. Because it's, oi, do you think the pestilence coming Norway? No, it wouldn't dare. We're too tough and we stick together. And then it's, he calls in the doctor and it's, cure what ails, mate. I'll start with some routine bloodletting. Forgot the leeches. And then in comes Dracula and he goes, may I be of assistance? I had a better Dracula voice prepared in my head, but I can't do it out loud. I like it. I like Dracula at the end there. Very funny. 7.5 out of 10. It's the Wizard of It of the week. And I tell you what, this Wizard of It of the week, it's standard affairs. The Wizard of Id goes around putting his... Could you hear that? That was my phone notification. It's the Batwave alert from the show The Batman. I don't know if you've heard. Well, I mean, you just heard the alarm. Anyway, the Wizard of Id, he goes around putting different, saddles on animals until he goes to the most disgusting animal of all. And then it's, do you value your life? Pretty good. Up next, it's the Mother Goose and Grimm of the week, and it's Grimm. What do you want to accomplish with this crowbar, compass, and a flashlight? I'm just decorating my doghouse. Opens it up on top of manhole cover. I laugh, except it's just a 6.5 out of 10. Here it comes, folks. The moment you've all been waiting for. It's a crossword puzzle. Gary Trudeau ran out of funnies this week and printed a crossword puzzle that his brother made. I'm mad. I'm really mad at this. I cannot believe that they would do this in the Doonesbury of all comics. But they did. You know, if there was a comic to do it, it would be the Doonesbury. Am I going to complete this crossword? Yeah, I think I will. But I wanted to leave it blank. And you know what? I don't want to give it a 0 out of 10. I don't want to give it a 6.5 out of 10. But I certainly don't want to give it anything higher than a 6.5. I don't want to give it a 0. This is a 5 out of 10 this week. And that's a crazy 5 out of 10 for the week. You know, it's like, what does some of this mean? Like this clue, it's just 3 semicolons. This clue is a slogan to an old champagne ad. This is like Zupa Depeche, right? But that comic is too funny? What, in reference to a comic as in a comedian, or comic as in the Doonesbury? I don't get it. I don't get it. What, huh? Huh? Well, what number is that comic is too funny? 26. 26. Is 26 a big one? Is 26 a long one? 26. Yeah, you know what? Group activity. Let's solve the crossword puzzle. 26, I presume 26 down. 26 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's a 4-letter comic that's funny? If you can answer it, more power to you. I can't. It's not the Doonesbury. Maybe Doug? That's not a comic. Maybe Zitz, but that's 5 letters. I know, that is 4 letters. But would Gary Trudeau and what's his name, Ross Trudeau, would they think it's funny? I don't know. I can't believe it. I've talked about this for 2 minutes. I can't. Let's thumb through a different one to see if there's any 4-letter ones. Better for worse. Garfield, no. High and Lois, no. BC, no. Hagar the Horrible, no. Wizard of Id, no. Mother Goose and Grimm, no. Doonesbury, no. Shoe, maybe. Family Circus, no. Blondie, no. Dilbert, no. Marvin, no. Sally Forth, no. Close to Home, no. Baby Blues, no. High and Lois, no. Born Loser, no. There's only 2 comics I can think of. I can't think of a comedian whose name is 4 letters long. Probably just first, though. Or last, if it's, Seinfeld, but I can't think of it. So to solve that one, you would need to fill in everything around it, and, oh, my God. They act as if Ross is a genius for writing crossword puzzles. Ugh, oh my God. But he did have to write 60 or 70 of these? 72? How many are there? 72? Looks like it. So you know what, maybe he does have his work cut out for him. I still can't believe this is a thing, though. A full comic just dedicated to a crossword puzzle. Next week's better live up to the hype, because if he's taken a bye week during quarantine, that means he's run out of political satire, of everything. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm going to flip the page now. And for those at home wondering if I've gotten my Netflix password, no. I have yet to ask. Keep pushing it off. I'm watching Hulu now. Watched through most exciting things on there. gonna start rewatching shows on Amazon Prime, and then I'll cave. But until then, I just have the Family Circus to read. And then it's, Mommy, come in here. I think PJ went through another gross spurt, which is like gross spurt is how a child would say, like growth spurt, but he's also being gross, so it's a bit of a double entendre, and it's a funny one. It's not a wholesome Family Circus this week. It's funny. That's a solid 7 out of 10. Up next is the shoe of the week, where it's stations must be degrading with these old rejects, dredging up these old rejects. You know what? Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna do a voice. It's just TV show desperate. Why? What's on? And then he reads off a couple weird things. Most famous fruit salads, lifestyles of Flemish philosophers in the 14th century. And then the crisis is even more serious than I thought. I like it because George Costanza is in it. 6.5 out of 10. Up next, the Blondie of the week. You got Bumsworth, or whatever the guy calls him, Bumstead, and then he's like, he's doing the thing, and then Blondie shows up, and she's like, oh, I solved it, because he's doing a puzzle, and she's like, the people in the carpool are getting angry, and he was like, come on, I've almost got it, there's only 20 pieces left, and then she sits down, solves the puzzle, calls him, and then he's really sad at work. Who isn't, buddy? 6.5 out of 10. Up next, it's the Dilbert of the week. It's a COVID-19 joke. It's a virtual dating joke. It's a maybe catfishing joke. I don't know. I really don't. Scott Adams tried a lot of things this week, and for the fruits of his labor, he got a 6.5 out of 10. Up next, the Marvin of the week. It starts off with a race, and Marvin's mom gets second, and then it's like, oh wow, I'm so glad you came to see me at the finish line. I didn't think this would ever happen, I didn't think you would love me or care for me since we got married and had that child, Ever since then, the life's been going downhill. Wow, I'm so glad that you decided to introduce our child into my personal life. And he's like, no, none of that. I just want you to change this ugly rat's diaper. I hate this comic. It makes me feel happy for the family, and then it ruins it with Marvin. Also, why is it Marvin and Bitsy? Did he change the name? Because it's always just been Marvin. And then last week he had Marvin and Bitsy. But Bitsy isn't even in this one this week. Because last week he was in there pretty heavily. Anyway, it's a 5 out of 10. I'm going to flip the page over now. This is shaping up to be the longest Sunday Funnies review, all because of my little rant on Gary Trudeau. But can you believe the nerve of that guy? To call up his brother. Be like, oh, hey Ross. Yeah, do you still do those crossword puzzles? And he's like, oh yeah, for tabloid magazines and whatnot, when they need fillers for pages. Why do you ask, Gary Trudeau? Famous author behind the Doonesbury comic. Oh, well, I'm running out of ideas. Can I have one of those to ship it this week? What? Yeah, can I have one of those? Sure thing. I mean, this one was gonna go in the Washington Post, but I guess you can have it for free. Oh, thanks, man. Anyway, it's the baby blues of the week, and this week is just here's a baby. Here's family photos. Here's baby photos. Here's wedding photos. Here's honeymoon photos. Whoa, was that you in the red bathing suit? What changed? And she's like, okay, that's it. Family time over. 6.5 out of 10. It's Mickey Mouse. One has to wonder, did they pay the copyright for that character? Because this thing is still copyrighted, even though the patent for him, the design was filed in like 1930. He still has an iron grip on it, the Disney Corporation. That should have expired 25 years ago. And yet, they keep walking away with it. Anyway, it's like, hey, where are we going for this year? It's like, oh, we can only afford to go on a camping trip to the town forest. And then it's, you're the Scrooge of Summer, Dad. I like the Scrooge of Summer as a line. I like Mickey Mouse. It's a solid 7 out of 10. Up next, it's the Sally Forth. And you know what? This one, it ends on an alone joke. But the funniest part of it comes from this. This eye catch is hilarious. I like it because it's two clowns talking to each other, and it's, we're being watched again. Oh, great. Now I'm nervous. I rain when I get nervous. I like it. It's funny. It's well-timed humor. It's a simple punchline, set of punchline in one panel. If that had been it, if they just stretched it out, made it a wide 19, I would have laughed more than I did at this. This, 5 out of 10. This, 7.5 out of 10. They combine to make this a 6.5 out of 10. At least that's how I think math works, anyway. Up next, it's the close to home of the week. And upon my first reading, I genuinely said that this was a 10 out of 10 comic. And I love all the little details. Like, it's Goodnight Moon, which is a classic children's story if you've never had it read. So it's good, but the book was better, classic. And because it's like a children's book for little 2-year-olds that can't read, the showing times of 7 p.m. and 9:30 make no sense, right? And the little text here, which is kind of hard to read because of the quality of the paper this week, but it's, what really happens in the green room? Are the 2 little kittens actually spies? What was in the bowl of mush? 1 cow, 1 moon, 1 fight. To the end. Good night, Moon. I quite like it. Do I think it's 10 out of 10? No, but I laughed at this the most out of any comic ever. It's a solid 9.5 out of 10. Alright? You know what's not a solid 9.5 out of 10? The Born Loser of the Week. 5:55, I sleep. 6 o'clock, real shit? Question mark? No. 6:05, I sleep. 6:10, real shit? No. And then it's, if you're gonna keep hitting snooze, just turn the damn alarm off. A classic. It's The Born Loser, so you don't expect much else. And so, I'll give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Sorry, folks, I'm a wee bit tired. So, rounding out the week, the Funny Award easily goes to the Far From Home. Or the Close to Home, rather. Why do I always call it the Far From Home when I'm thinking of it? And I don't know who to give the Wholesome Award to this week. Do I think there's a Wholesome Award winner? The Marvin could have done it. The Marvin could have pulled through, but it doesn't. The Family Circus, kinda, but not really. The High and Lois, kinda, but not really. The Better for Worse, kinda, but not really. So no Wholesome Award awarded this week. The I Don't Know Award goes to The Better for Worse this week. And the Brainiac Award goes to Ross Trudell. And so, folks, that's it for this week in the Sunday Funnies. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And rate 5 stars on my IM page. Oh, wait, no. Man, that's really sad that I said IM page. I meant to say AIM, as in ALS Instant Messenger. I was gonna say, like, hey, do the rate 5 stars bit on my YouTube page, because that's the old way they had it done. Man, if only I didn't take so long to spurt out that last little joke, I could have gotten it done at 19 minutes flat. Now I gotta wait for 20 minutes flat. If I was one of them big fancy YouTubers with mid-roll ads, ooh, I would have made some dummy money off of this week. Because this isn't made for children, but this is advertiser friendly, you know? Who's gonna get angry over the Sunday Funnies? Not Copa, not me, not you. Rate 5 stars if you enjoyed